In an earlier video, I discussed material resources planning, or MRP. In short, what I said is that you plan based on a deconstruction of what you're building or assembling, your forecast of demand, the lead time for replenishment, plus a buffer, which is sometimes called safety stock. That's all correct. However, like all things, there are exceptions. The exceptions are what this video is about. Let me start with an illustration. On my desk at work, there's a jar of jelly beans, colorful and flavorful. Nice to look at. Better than that, tasty and a good source of sugar when your blood sugar is dropping late in the day. My coworkers discovered them, and they help themselves to them frequently, very frequently. They don't schedule their consumption. I have no forecast of when Stacy or anyone else is going to run into my office and grab a handful. Yet I always have some available. In fact, the jar is always full. This is what we mean by reliability in supply chain terminology. How do I do it? Clearly, I count the average weekly consumption of jelly beans and forecast when I will run out. I schedule this in Outlook. Then I place a timely order on Amazon.com, right? No, that's not it. Too many steps, wasted effort. And I can always overlook something in my Outlook calendar. Besides, demand is irregular, and I can place an order and be stuck with a bag of unneeded jelly beans. But you can store them in your desk? No, that space is precious, and I can't use it for a huge bag of jelly beans. It's where I keep the gym clothes I never seem to use. The answer is that I have two jars. As one is consumed, I top up one jar with the contents of the other. When the second jar is empty, I take it home, fill it up, and bring it back to work. This is a classic two-bin system. The two-bin method is one of the simplest inventory control systems, often used in supply chain and materials management. It works like this. You keep stock in two physical containers, bins. The first bin is used to supply daily demand. When the first bin is empty, you trigger replenishment while starting to use stock from the second bin. By the time the second bin is nearly empty, the replenishment order should have arrived to refill the first bin. The two-bin method is best suited for small, inexpensive, high-usage items. Screws, bolts, washers, gloves, stationery, medical supplies. Environments with predictable and steady demand, so you can size the bins correctly to cover usage during lead time. Situations where stockouts must be avoided, but precision isn't critical. Common in hospitals, workshops, warehouses, and manufacturing lines. If you're a student of the Toyota production system, you recognize that it's a form of visual management that supports lean principles. Workers instantly see when to reorder. The word we use for such systems is Kanban. Its simplicity has another word attached to it, poka-yoke, meaning mistake-proof. So why not use it for everything? Facts are that it is impractical for high-value items, too costly to tie up in duplicate bins, items with irregular or volatile demand, risk of overstocking or stockouts, complex products with long lead times, system too simplistic, non-visual things like licenses or some specialty consumables. However, if your organization deals with hundreds of small inventory items, the two-bin system is the most reliable, low-tech, and efficient way to ensure that you have the required items on hand.